I think that there's going to be two types of information that society seeks. The quick information, that is what is happening, where and how, and then the analysis of that event, okay, or the analysis of that information. And you can see it already. There's different types. There's types of people that like to get their information from Twitter, which is becoming more and more popular, microblogging services like that. So there's the type of consumer of information in our society now that wants it quick and easily digestible. Okay, so what happened, when, how, and where. And then there's another type of person that, doesn't care about the when, where, and how, but really cares about the analysis of that event and or the analysis of that information. Case in point, the earthquake that happened here on the East Coast a few months ago. A lot of people knew about the earthquake before it even hit because it popped up on Twitter. And if you're keyed into monitoring those services, monitoring those news wires, you'll know what's happening to you before it happens. And that's a completely different way to monitor information in our society, and that's changed the game. Whereas I'm expected to be told what's happening when. And if something's happened 20 minutes ago, if a 9/11 event happened, I guarantee you everybody would know about it that's connected to those channels within minutes. And as time goes on, as the years go by, more and more people are going to be connected, and more people are going to be alerted by default, because that's the new norm, is being connected into these channels, being connected into these quick information distribution channels, being connected into good analysis channels. So choosing what type of analysis you want. Do you want your analysis from New York Times, from CNN, from MSNBC, from Fox News? How do you want to be told to think? And tell me what's happening in the world right now, and tell it to me as quickly as possible. And you don't need journalists for Twitter. You don't. Somebody who felt the earthquake tweeted about the earthquake, and somebody in Boston read it on their phone as they were at a supermarket and knew an earthquake was coming, or knew about an earthquake. And then 10 minutes later, when the earthquake hit them, because it travels its seismic path, that's a completely different understanding. That's a completely different. That's an oh wow moment in the way we gather information, and it's only going to get quicker. It's only going to get cheaper. And it's only going to get easier to access. Like Twitter isn't a journalist network. Mm-hmm. Twitter, the AP wire is a journalist network, yeah. Mm-hmm. Right? Twitter is a communication network, mm-hmm. Right? Somebody sitting at their desk can tweet, "Hey, I just heard a really big bang, mm-hmm. and I live in the heart of New York City," and people can freak out of that. A journalist doesn't have to be there. That's where redefining what journalist means. Citizen journalism means anybody who reports on something happening anywhere, okay, versus a professional journalist that can really analyze a story, try to dig deeper, and then report on it in a very balanced fashion.